Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. One of the most disturbing scenes ever witnessed on television was watching a whole crew succumb to something that has never been totally explained scientifically or paranormally.
Halloween 2004 saw Most Haunted conduct a live investigation at Pendle Hill in Lancashire. This seemingly innocuous area rose to prominence early in the 17th century, as many locals, nearly all women, were accused, tried and even hanged for practicing the dark arts, better known as witchcraft. But were they judged correctly? Were innocent lives lost? And do these so-called witches still haunt the area today? Intrigued by the mystique that this area still holds, we wanted to return, and having already sampled the hostile atmosphere at the neighbouring Lower Wellhead farm, it was time to move on to another apparent witches' coven. But we do so with the events that unfolded on that autumn evening still fresh in our minds.
God, this is a horrible place, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh my God, I have never ever experienced anything like this in my life. What's up?
Oh, come on for a minute.
Come on, Elizabeth. Oh my God!
Well, after watching that, most people would think I was crazy to come back here again. Well, I've not come on my own. I've brought the whole crew to re-investigate Tynedale Farm.
Behind me here is the ominous Tynedale Farm. This is the first time I've actually set eyes on it, other than obviously on the monitors when I was in the studio with Richard Jones, watching the events unfold in front of me, watching the crew that I've worked with for the best part of 2 years dropping like flies. I likened it to a battlefield situation.
The present owners of the house refuse to come here on their own, but when they're inside, they absolutely refuse to stay on their own. The lonely figure of a ghostly woman has been seen walking in this corridor. She's wearing long, dark robes. When she's spotted, she simply fades away.
I was thinking of all sorts of things that I could perhaps bring with me, things that might ward off evil spirits, bits of rowan wood and various things that were used years ago that I could have brought to ward off evil spirits and witches. But do we actually want to ward them off? Or do we want them here? I'm very nervous about the whole thing, as is everyone else. And to be honest with you, I can't wait for dark. I just can't wait to get in there.
Heavy footsteps, loud groans, high-pitched screams have all been heard on these stairs and on the top floor, along with the feeling of strangulation and complete and utter disorientation.
And it's amazing, this place actually goes back at least 500 years, and it still belongs to the same family that were involved in the Pendle witch trials, when 11 witches were actually sentenced to death here. This belonged to the Nutter family, and of course Alice Nutter was hanged for witchcraft here.
Screams of agony have been heard coming from this particular room, but nobody knows why.
Something is still there, something remains, and hopefully we're going to find out what later on tonight.
I still shudder when I think about what happened in this room. It's a very uneasy room. Many people have the feeling of being strangled, and lots of people have actually fainted. But it's the dark shadows that are seen in here that make people run in absolute terror. So what causes this awful, awful activity? And what affected the crew in such a savage way? We have 24 hours to find out.
Mystifying scenes, but were they tricks of the mind, or were we the cruel victims of 4 centuries of evil intent? Many months on, parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe remains ambivalent.
Well, Kieran, Tynedale Farm, I never ever thought that we would come back here after what happened on Halloween Live. What are you hoping for tonight, or is that a stupid question?
Well, for me, the experience that the whole crew had here, it was a a psychological hotbed as well as some sort of parapsychological phenomena. So what I'm hoping is that tonight maybe we can be a little bit more objective. We got very much taken up in the moment. From my perspective, there's a lot of hysteria, a lot of ASCs, which is altered states of consciousness, that sort of thing. So I'll be chatting to the crew to make sure at least that they'll go into this an objective investigation and hopefully remain calm.
Already we've been here for a short period of time and things are starting to happen. You know, many people have heard little whispering noises, doors have banged shut, and everybody's already so nervous.
It's probably not the best frame of mind to be in, considering the psychological association that there already is with this farm. However, it is interesting that we're already getting different sorts of phenomena that we had when we were here before, which means that we may be taking the attention away from the sort of physical experiences that people had and focusing more on auditory phenomena, which is a good thing.
Okay. Now, what are you going to do, or how are you going to feel if the same thing happens again tonight, where, for instance, John the soundman suddenly feels that someone's choking him and people start to faint or feel dizzy? How are you going to cope with that? How are you going to deal with that?
If the same thing happens this evening that happened on the live show, then in terms of my theory, which was that the experiences people were having was more psychological, we can discount that theory and we can say we're looking at something more physical. It's not as a result of anxiety or hysteria, that sort of thing. What we may be dealing with is some sort of physical phenomena and perhaps paranormal.
Spiritualist mediums Derek Okora and David Wells were both a party to the terror that has unfolded within these dilapidated but apparently deadly walls.
Derek, I'm looking forward, it's Ivy. Don't let them get you. Derek, listen to me. Listen to me.
We could wait no longer. It was time for Most Haunted to fearfully tread back into Tynedale Farm.
We have had movement and activity just of recent in this dwelling.
Okay.
And it's not by one individual. It's like, to me, it's like group souls, negative group souls. I would say a group of women and a lot of ranting and raving of some of the, I feel, despicable things that they got up to. There's also tainted in this atmosphere, would you believe it, right in the middle of it, the vortex of it, of an innocence as well. Now, why the innocence is firmly in the middle of all this negativity, I can't tell at the moment.
Okay.
And it's like as if there's a screaming of innocence saying, I'm trapped between all this bad and evil. It's like as if there's a female, a woman, who basically is still to this present moment in our atmosphere and time, is, you know, screaming out her innocence. I don't belong with this lot. I'm a lady, you know, I don't belong with this, and I'm trapped between them. And it's like they're in their ridicule. They're keeping her grounded here. She can't move on.
Who's this woman?
At this moment in time, I can't really, because I'm asking.
Right.
But maybe as we move about, we will. But what I can tell you is, since we've walked into this dwelling, okay, it's all ears and eyes watching us here now. It's like as if one of these younger ones, her mother, also a fellow... What?
Are you all right?
Okay?
Yeah.
You sure?
I just feel really dizzy.
Yeah, well, this atmosphere will do
I've been here today and I'm fine, but my heart's going really quick, and at my head, I just feel like I'm going to keel over at any minute.
Do you want to sit down, Evs?
I'll be all right. I'll be fine. It's just a minute. I'll be all right.
This is what the atmosphere will pump out.
We've got a torch.
It's okay.
I'm fine.
Sit it down.
Honestly, I'm all right. I'm fine. I just feel, you know, like if you're underwater and your head is like, and your voice is just a mishmash of words, and they're all coming together.
Yeah.
And I can't. It's like.
After events at the neighbouring Lower Wellhead farm, this really was the last sensation that I wanted to feel. And try as I might to ignore them, I eventually had to succumb and take a short break. But what had this instantaneous effect on me? Was I still concerned that events from the past would come back to haunt us? Or, as Derek believes, had this collective group of negative souls shown their early intent? We cautiously move upstairs in the hope of an answer.
It's like as if we've got between 7 and 9 women here,
Right.
grouped together. And it's like 7 of the elders and 2 the youngers. And one of the youngers, her mother was also in this group. And she was the real bad, evil one. And I pick up air energy separating herself in here and doing things that even the elder witches didn't know she was getting up to. I feel it's like as if she had this added evil about her, or whatever she'd learned, that she would not show the elders what she could perform or what she could really do. And I firmly believe it was something that she found she could do that none of the others could do in this witchcraft, in this dark way. And I do feel most definitely as if little babies, children that were not baptised, she would steal and take away from the mother loves, these little babes, and the things that she did, you know.
I remember you saying that the last time we were here.
Oh, I get this in this atmosphere here.
I remember you saying that. Who was this bad woman? Can you try and see if Sam can give you a name?
I'll ask. Sam, can you help me with this? Oh, I don't know if this... Sam's just said here, they are, at this moment in time, a group force of 5 who are in the atmosphere listening. The others will follow. So wherever the others have segregated themselves off, he's telling me that the others will join the 5.
So does a collective threat exist here? Was this a frightening premonition of the sickening scenes to follow? And who would wreak their revenge at Tynedale Farm?
Make a noise.
What was that?
What was that?
The Most Haunted team may be back at Pendle Hill, but our Lancastrian base had so far provided a far from welcoming return. More worryingly, the spirits that may have wreaked havoc on our previous investigation appeared to be expectantly waiting to make their mark once more. And we knew that the fearful atmosphere wasn't likely to be lifted as we headed down into the cellar.
Well, you know, as we come into this atmosphere now, here, what I'm actually smelling, and it's in the residual energy, is if I've got, there's like stale meat, and that stale meat seems to have been getting cut. This is in part of the residual energy getting cut. And I just feel maybe these, where these holes are, and the blood going through, and things hung here. However, that's on one section of the residual energy, but I feel, so to me it was like holding meats that were cut, fresh, slaughtered meat, and they used to, that's what the young one did, she did this. That was extra things she knew, and she was the one who killed them, and she was the one who then, whoa, the evil one. Her mother used to tell her about the people who, in the local area, who she despised, and people of standing who used to know what they were. She'd say, go, leave it to me, and her mother didn't know a standard of what she could do, and she made these like dolls, and she learned the negative dark art, and she knew, she practiced, and she'd done it. She had maimed people.
Any names with this woman?
Oh, come on, Sam, help me with this. Please, why are you allowing this? Why are you allowing them to block me like this? It's like as if, I'm sorry, but it's like as if there's been a whole shield placed. This never happened to me before.
References to effigies and the dark arts may well link to Pendle's past, But in an unusual turn of events, Derek also appears to have something obscuring his sensory capabilities. But was this a deliberate act? We wanted to take any such foreboding in our stride, but we now know Tynedale Farm a little too well. And as our cameras switched to night vision, we wondered if David Wells's first visit to Tynedale may help to alleviate our fears.
I am aware of two things. I'm aware of only one presence so far, female, and but I'm also aware of voices coming and going. There's voices coming in and out, and they're speaking in a very guttural local dialect that's really hard to understand. A, because it's from hundreds of years ago, and B, because it's very thick local dialect.
Is there any way you could maybe pick up on a word or something? Because with Kieran, you would know some of those words, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the Lancashire dialect.
Yeah.
I'll try. As we go around, I'll try, because it's kind of coming in and out.
Okay.
You know, although the older woman, there's one older woman here, who seems to have been a previous occupant of the house. It's not probably, I know it's Alice. Now, I have a sense with her that she's nothing more than an old lady. Nothing more than an old lady. And she says that to me here. And she's saying she wasn't that involved. She wasn't that involved. So she wasn't not involved. She wasn't that involved, is what she's saying to me. With the Pendle Witches.
Okay. Do you want to go into a specific room?
I think I'd like to go into this room, actually. There's someone behind me.
Is she present now in the building, Alice?
She is present in the building. She's around all of the building. She's not just here. She's, you know, I actually really like her, you know. I don't have a problem with her at all. She's very present. She's very strong. But she's not malevolent in any way, shape or form. She's actually the opposite to me. I sense her as being the opposite to me. Very misunderstood, I'd have said.
Because when we were here last time, everything was happening. Was that because there were presences in this house, or were they visiting, or what do you think?
They were visiting. They were pooled here because of you. They were because of your light, if you like, not because of you as a personality, but because of the light.
From all of us?
From all of you, yeah, absolutely. There's a great sense in this whole... It's not a massive area, that they are contained within this area.
Do you think we will have a visit tonight from them?
Oh, I think so. I think definitely tonight.
Do they know that we're here again?
Yes, they do.
Having sensed this strong and dominant female presence that surrounds the farmhouse, David appears to have received an early indication that they may intend to repeat the hostile events previously witnessed at Tynedale. But what did the remainder of the first floor have to offer its curious but cautious occupants?
How did Alice die?
She's appearing to me quite peaceful. She's in her bed, and she's actually saying to me, "That's the way of the righteous." Was her exact words? Is "That's the way of the righteous." In other words, "Yabu to you, Elizabeth, because you were strung by the neck."
Right.
That's what she's saying. It's the way of the righteous is to die. She's dying actually with that she maybe didn't die exactly like this, but she has the Bible in her hands.
Do you think she fully understood what was going on?
No, I think that's a very good point. She seems to me, because I'm saying, you know, what were you doing when this was taking place? Were you involved? And she's constantly sweeping. She's saying she did anything she could not to hear the noise, not to know what was going on. So she would sweep and sweep again. She would clean, she would bake, she would do anything at all, just not to hear the noise.
Do you want to go downstairs now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amongst a mass of malevolence, David's detection of a hint of innocence from the farm's murderous past also relates to Derek's earlier declaration. But did Alice have a case for forgiveness, or was she merely guilty of turning a blind eye to the apparent bloodshed that took place here?
There's also tainted in this atmosphere, would you believe it, right in the middle of it, the vortex of it, of an innocence as well. Now, why the innocence is firmly in the middle of all this negativity, I can't tell at the moment.
Derek had also earlier felt that his senses had been blocked upon his visit to the cellar. So what fate awaited David as he entered this same enclosed environment?
The first thing I'm aware of in in this room is, sorry, someone keeps touching me on the top of my head.
Who is that someone?
I don't know who it is, but they keep touching me on the top of the head. Do you know, it's a child that no, isn't that an odd place for a child to touch you? That's what I'm saying about when they get to a certain point, the space means nothing to them. The floor, the side, the walls, it's just all theirs, you know, so they can touch you on the top of the head. And it is a child. There is some kind of ritual going on, and I can't, in my mind's eye now, there is just see, there's 5 of them. There's only 5 of them here.
Now, as you're talking?
No, in doing this is a memory of what's going on here. There's 5 of them because children are staying, the children aren't involved, so their children aren't involved. Sorry.
What's the matter?
I think she's, well, I think she's making herself known now a little bit.
Is she here? Is she coming in?
Do you know, it's still like they're coming in and going out. It's almost like she leapt in and leapt out. She's gone again. Yeah, having a look. Exactly that, having a look. Leapt in, leapt out, physically leapt in, leapt out. And she threatened me.
What did she say?
She just said, I know you. I know you. I'm sure she does. I'm sure she knows me. But she doesn't scare me.
So is this Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm.
Is she here in the house?
She's not. No, she's not in the house yet. She's just not. She's outside, but she can hear everything we're saying.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, she does show right at the front. She's always at the front, and the rest are kind of stacked behind her. You know, which is a symbolism for I'm the leader. You know.
Elizabeth, can you hear my voice? Is it okay to do that? Elizabeth, can you hear my voice? Can you remember me? Do you remember me, Elizabeth? Do you and your friends remember us being here? If you do, we've come back. We want to talk to you some more. We want to try and help you if we can. Understand why you did what you did. Get to know you a little better.
She's saying, and I think she's a really valid point, she's saying, what did I do? She's saying directly to you, so what did I do?
You murdered people, Elizabeth. You murdered people and you hanged for it, didn't you? That's what you did.
She's disagreeing with you. She's saying,
I'm not scared of you, Elizabeth. I hope you can see that. You do not scare me one bit. I don't think you're a coward, are you?
Well, that worked.
What she said?
They're all here now. They're all at the house now. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
With both our psychics sensing a group of 5 nearby, I had to wonder if my words had been ill-judged. Were the Most Haunted team under threat from this gathering spiritual energy? And if so, who would suffer? Could lightning really strike twice at Tynedale Farm?
This isn't good. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Our return to Pendle Hill was proving more intriguing by the hour. But we were aware, though, that events both here and at the nearby Lower Wellhead Farm provided substantial proof that the threat posed by an apparent collective energy should not be taken lightly. However, fear is no excuse, so I decided to stay in the cellar and begin the vigils along with John and Richard.
Is someone there? Someone with us? Who wants to make contact? Please try, use our energy. Make a noise.
What was that?
What was that? Make a noise. Will you please do it again or make another sound? Something to let us know, something positive. Then we can start to talk to you. We can communicate with you, perhaps that's what you want. Please, please try and make a noise for us. Hello? Please, please try and make a noise for us. Hello? You are here, you're with us, obviously. You are making a response. We need you to, obviously, the only way we can communicate is by you making a noise for yes. What the hell? We need you to, obviously, the only way we can communicate is by you making a noise for yes. What the hell? Are you one of the witches? I'm sorry. Are you... I tell you what else.
I'm sorry, we're not laughing at you, whoever you are. We're just very nervous.
Ladies, can you hear my voice?
Oh, come off it.
Ladies, can you hear my voice?
Oh, come off it.
How weird was that?
That was something. That was
They're talking to us. They're talking to us.
I mean, this is...
Okay.
It's the shades of Kennedy Castle, and every time you ask a question, it actually responds. It bangs.
Okay.
Can you hear my voice? If you can, we're down in the cellar. Give us a definite sound in this room to let us know you can hear my voice.
Is that you? No. Oh, come on.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yes. Do you?
I heard something. I think it came from.
No, I thought it was in here. I thought it was you, and it was a sort of.
Last time we were here, you harmed my friends. We want to talk to you. Find out why you're still here, why you won't go from this place. Give us a sign. Let us know that you're in this room with us now. Right. What was that?
I don't know.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, every time.
Is someone... Just please check the top of the stairs, because I'm really...
Jesus Christ! Anybody there? Better with asking now. Hello? No one there.
They know we're down here doing this. They're not going to.
I'm sorry. Say there's no one there alive.
Yeah.
Come on, give us a definite sign.
Do you want us to leave?
Dogs.
That's a start. Do you want us to stay?
Well, it's like a grumble, isn't it?
No, I didn't hear that.
That's a start. Do you want us to stay?
Do you wish to harm us here tonight?
The room started feeling really oppressive for me now. I feel quite claustrophobic and yeah, I don't like it.
Shared feelings, oppression and disbelief at the clarity of several auditory responses. Our time in the cellar had given us much to think about as we headed back up to the lounge. Tynedale's apparent astral bodies have so far proved far from quiet. So would they welcome our latest experiment, or would we be taking our interest a step too far?
We've tried this before with you. And this was a way of you talking to us, communicating with us. Move the glass as a sign of yes, you can hear us. Is it moving? Is that me? It is, isn't it?
It's moving, yes.
You're here in this room with us now. Is there just one of you here? This
You all
isn't.
right, Stuart?
This isn't good. This is not good. This isn't good.
No.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I have as well, I really have.
Yeah.
In what respect? I just feel like something's going to happen. What? I don't know.
Are you playing games with us?
Oh, they are.
Are you playing with us? Is your name Alice? Alice, is that you? Oh, God, the draft right off across my hand.
Yeah. They're around us. There's a number of them around us now.
They're playing
They're in
with
the
us.
room, yeah.
Do you wish to harm us?
Interesting.
It's twisting. Don't know. Yes, they do. Do you want us to leave? Do you wish us to leave this place?
No, I feel really sick.
Are you affecting Stuart?
I do feel awfully sick.
Are you affecting Stuart? Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone else feel sick?
No.
Do a bit queasy.
You feel in? Okay. Can you make this glass... What was that?
Jesus, that was the table.
Someone moved the table. Someone banged the table.
It pushed and jumped.
Can you make this glass... What was that? You all right, Carl? You okay? What's the matter? What you feel?
From my chest right down to the small of my back.
You all right?
Well, it's taking energy from you and Carly.
You're enjoying this now, aren't you? You're enjoying this, aren't you now? Yeah. You don't want to be in it.
I'll just stay up for a few minutes.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
John, come and stand in.
Said you've got to take individually.
John, come and stand in.
I'm fine, I'll
Yeah,
go stand
come
up.
on.
You're all right, Carl?
Yeah,
Just put your finger on the glass, John.
No, I have to. Yeah.
Can you make this table move? Can you do something else in this house? Can you move some furniture? Can you make the light bulbs swing above our heads? Do anything. Come on, please, try and do something else. Try and do something else.
What was that?
Oh, whoa, whoa.
What was that? That was like a bulb.
Is that a light bulb?
Yeah, it was.
Like a bulb.
Do you hear it go through the air?
Did you see that? Yes! Try and do something else. Oh, whoa, whoa.
In what seemingly appeared a direct response to my own appeals for poltergeist activity, a light bulb smashed near to the doorway of the adjacent kitchen. Initially, we believed that this could either be coincidental or a reaction from any spirits present. However, despite glass being visible amongst our dark and dreary surroundings, Kieran revealed that he had photographic proof that none of the bulbs in the vicinity had been dislodged from their sockets. And with that in mind, the question of where the bulb had come from remained unanswered.
Can you show yourselves to us? Can you show yourselves to us? Where will you show yourself to us? Will you show yourself to us in this room? Will you show us in the cellar? Derek, you're all right. You're all right.
Derek.
Get up. Get up. You're all right.
Kate.
Jesus.
You're all right. You're all right. Shh, Derek, listen. Derek. It's Ivy. It's Ivy. Derek. It's Ivy. Derek, it's Ivy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're all right? You're all right? Is it in your chest?
Yeah.
It's in his chest. It's in his chest. Everybody outside.
Just take that chair first.
Hey! Oh, jeez!
Derek, you're all right. They're in there, aren't they?
Out of the chair.
I know, I was there. I couldn't believe it. It really pushed him. It was really weird. It was like, woof. And he fell right back. Did we see it? Did we get it? Did we get it?
We've got a wide shot. We've got one on the glass.
I had my finger on the glass and just hit me.
I know.
Clearly shaken and dazed, Derek was led outside to try to recover from his fall, which may relate to the violence that we had previously experienced within this desolate and dangerous area. It was only later upon viewing the locked-off camera that we saw perhaps further evidence that something definitely was occurring in the lounge. A series of strange lights suddenly appeared in the same area of the wall. This quick and varied succession of light phenomena was recorded whilst we tended to Derek outside, and just moments after he had fallen foul of an alleged attack. were now certain Tynedale Farm had returned to haunt us, and our unease was far from over.
I have such an anger inside me at this moment, I can't even tell.
Tynedale Farm, a remote and rural retreat for the second successive visit, is providing a far from warm welcome for the Most Haunted team. With Derek still recovering from his fall, we asked David Wells to join us on the ground floor. We had also now realised that the addition of Kath to our group would replicate the same participants from our live investigation at Halloween 2004. Despite frayed nerves and severe apprehension, she joined our circle, and hopefully our communication with the Pendle Witches could begin once more.
Could you please move this glass if there's any women present? Okay. Is your name Elizabeth? Elizabeth, can you identify the people that were here last time on Halloween? And anyone else, Elizabeth? Anyone else? Anyone else, Elizabeth? It's John. Anyone else, Elizabeth? Who wasn't with you in this room, Elizabeth? Who wasn't present in this room? Who wasn't present?
Carl.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
It tickled my head.
There's no one there.
Didn't see anything.
No one behind you. That's me moving my feet.
You're right.
Okay.
Did you just...
I had that earlier in this room, just like somebody was rubbing their fingers on the top of my head.
Was that Elizabeth touching Kath? You all right? You all right?
Yeah,
What's the matter?
sorry. No, just Kieran's face just morphed. It just changed over there on my eyes, but it was a bit mad.
Just morphed into what?
Morphed into some old woman's face.
No, that's Kieran.
That is Kieran's.
That's his inner self coming through.
Okay. Elizabeth, did one of you just touch Kath?
Did you just touch me? Oh, can't go.
That's not true. It's all right, Kath. Calm down. Fine.
We've heard so much about you, but just moving this glass is not very impressive.
I tell you, it's something that keeps rubbing. It's like fingers down the back of my
Is
my
it?
head, into my neck.
Can you feel that vibrating? Really?
I'm getting that feeling again.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in this. Elizabeth, can I ask you, just move this glass if you're in the cellar. Is that where you are? Have you moved to the cellar? I think that's where they are.
Are you okay, Carl?
You all right?
I have such an anger inside me at this moment. I can't even tell. I want to.
What, hit somebody?
Hit somebody.
I find I've got to calm down because I find everything you're saying absolutely stupid. I really do.
You got Carl scared.
Why do you find it stupid, Carl?
It's pathetic. It's just pathetic.
Why?
You need more than a glass. You need more.
What do we need then if we need more than a glass?
Well, I don't know. I'll go outside.
You all right?
Yeah.
Fortunately, after a short break outside, a composed Carl returned to initially apologise for his uncharacteristic and irrational behaviour before asking to rejoin the séance.
Elizabeth, have you got your hands on Yvette's throat for a reason? You're trying to demonstrate something to her? You're trying to hurt her? Please don't hurt her. Don't hurt my friends. Elizabeth, move this glass back. It's like stuck to you.
It's just got a shaker on my shivering.
It's very, very cold. I'm freezing.
I'm cold as well.
Just so you know, the temperature is 6.5, because I know Stuart was rubbing his hands a lot. So, well, it started off at the beginning of the first seance at 10.5, so it's gone down 4 degrees.
Both perplexing and at times petrifying. Just what had happened on our return to Pendle Hill? Over the course of 2 investigations, the farms at both Lower Well Head and now Tynedale had offered us a frightful insight into the hideous events that still remain synonymous with this area of Lancashire. Our psychics have continually referred to these as houses of evil, sacrificial murder, and for the witchcraft for which the region first gained national notoriety in 1612. Many members of the crew have suffered within these walls, and none wish to return. We have not proved that Pendle Hill is a home to such malevolence, but a series of shocking events do appear to enhance the belief that this is one of Great Britain's most haunted areas.
Now I've been to Tynedale Farm, I understand more what happened the night of the live. It's horrible. It's frightening. God only knows how I allowed myself to go and do a vigil.
A vigil was conducted in the cellar with Richard, Yvette and John Gilbert in attendance. During this vigil, they apparently had communication with spirit via taps and various bumps. These taps and bumps appeared to respond to their questions.
Please try, use our energy. Make a noise.
What was that?
What was that?
My opinion of the taps and bumps that were responding to the questions in the cellar are that they were merely natural environmental causes, nothing of a paranormal origin.
You're right.
I have such an anger inside me at this moment, I can't even tell. I want to...
Normally, when the Most Haunted team conducts seances, Carl does take part, and his mood is generally one of levity, and he's very enthusiastic about the phenomena that generally occurs. On this particular seance in Tynedale Farm, his personality changed abruptly. He was very angry, very bored, and generally very, very negative.
It's pathetic, it's just pathetic.
There could be many different reasons for Carl's personality change. It could simply be tiredness. Knowing that we'd had a full shoot, and also that the night before Carl had had quite a disrupted sleep, it's quite possible that he just became very tired, stressed and anxious.
I'll go outside.
You're right.
Yeah.
A second alternative explanation, a rather humorous one, may actually be that Carl was genuinely bored. You have to remember that the Most Haunted team has been involved in hundreds of seances, and certainly this one at Tynedale Farm did not initially seem to be forthcoming with its phenomena.
You need more than glass, you need more.
What do we need, Dave? We need more than a glass.
Additionally, people in psychology talk about mood swings. There's nothing to be concerned about with mood swings. Certainly, at one point or another, we're all prone to mood swings. It's just the cause of it is quite elusive.
Does death and despair still exist amongst the hills of Lancashire? Was Pendle Hill a home to witchcraft or an overzealous witch hunt? The verdict lies with you. Until next time. Sleep tight.